Jeremiah in the muddy pit. Shephisha the son of Mattan, Gedaliah the son of Pashhur, and Jechiel the son of Shelemiah heard the words Jeremiah spoke to the people, saying, Thus says the Lord, he who dwells in this city shall die by the sword and famine, but he who goes out to the Chaldeans shall live. His life shall be as finding a treasure, for he shall live. For thus says the Lord, this city shall most assuredly be given into the hands of the army of the king of Babylon, and they shall take it. Therefore they said to the king, Indeed, let that man be put to death, for by speaking to them such words, he weakens the hands of the fighting men left in the city and the hands of all the people. This man does not prophesy peace for this people, but evil. Then the king replied, Behold, he is in your hands, for the king could not resist them. So they cast him into the pit of Malchiah the king's son, who was in the court of the prison. They let Jeremiah down into the pit where there was no water, except for mud. Thus he was in the mud. Ebed-melech the Ethiopian was in the household of the king, and he heard they put Jeremiah into the pit, and that the king was at the gate of Benjamin. So he went out to the king and spoke to him, saying, You did evil in what you did, to kill this man by hunger, for there is no more bread in the city. Then the king commanded Ebed-melech, saying, Take with you 30 men from here and lift him out of the pit, lest he die. So Ebed-melech took the men and entered into the underground area of the king's house. From there, they took old rags and old ropes and threw them down into the pit to Jeremiah. Then he said, Put these under the ropes, and Jeremiah did so. So they pulled Jeremiah up with the ropes and lifted him out of the pit. But Jeremiah remained in the court of the prison. Zedekiah converses with Jeremiah. Then the king sent and summoned Jeremiah to himself at the third entrance of the Lord's house. The king said to him, I will ask you a question, and indeed do not hide anything from me. Jeremiah replied to the king, If I tell you, will you not surely put me to death? But if I advise you, you will not heed me. So the king swore to him, saying, As the Lord lives who made the soul in us, surely I will not put you to death, nor will I give you into the hands of these men. Jeremiah then said to him, Thus says the Lord, if you will indeed go out to the leaders of the king of Babylon, your soul shall live, and this city shall not be burned with fire, and you and your house will live. But if you do not go out, this city shall be delivered into the hands of the Chaldeans. They shall burn it with fire, and you will not escape. The king said to Jeremiah, I am afraid of the Judeans who fled to the Chaldeans, lest they deliver me into their hands, and they mock me. But Jeremiah said, They will not deliver you. Hear the word of the Lord I speak to you, and it will be good for you, and your soul will live. But if you refuse to go out, this is the word the Lord showed me, behold, all the women who were left behind in the house of the king of Judah and were led out to the rulers of the king of Babylon said, Your peace-loving men deceived you and will prevail against you. They will cause your feet to slide and fail, and will turn away from you. They will also lead out your wives and children to the Chaldeans, and you shall not escape, for you will be taken by the hand of the king of Babylon, and this city shall be burned. Then the king said to him, Let no man know of these words, and you shall not die. But if the rulers hear that I talked with you, and they come to you and say, Tell us, what did the king say to you? Do not hide it from us, and we will not put you to death. So what did the king say to you? Then you shall say to them, I brought my supplications before the presence of the king, that he would not send me back to the house of Jonathan to die there. Then all the rulers came to Jeremiah and asked him, and he told them all these words the king commanded him. So they were silent, for the word of the Lord was not to be heard. Jeremiah then remained in the court of the prison until the time Jerusalem was taken. The fall of Jerusalem. Now it came to pass in the 9th year of Zedekiah king of Judah, in the 10th month, Nebuchadnezzar king of Babylon and all his army came against Jerusalem and besieged it. Then in the 11th year of Zedekiah, in the 4th month, on the 9th day of the month, the city was broken apart. All the leaders of the king of Babylon went in and sat in the middle gate, Nergal-Sharezer, Samgar-Nebo, Sarsechim, Rabsaris, Nergal-Sarezer, and Rabmag, with the rest of the rulers of the king of Babylon. Jeremiah is released to Gedaliah. They sent and took Jeremiah from the court of the prison, and committed him to Gedaliah the son of Ahikam, the son of Shaphan. Then they brought him out and sat him in the midst of the people. The word of the Lord then came to Jeremiah in the court of the prison, saying, Go and say to Ebed-melech the Ethiopian, Thus says the Lord God of Israel, Behold, I will bring my words upon this city for calamities and not for good. But I shall deliver you in that day, and I shall not give you into the hands of the men before whose presence you are afraid. For I shall surely deliver you, and you shall not fall by the sword. Instead, your life shall be as finding a treasure, because you trusted in me, says the Lord. Jeremiah with the governor of Judah. The word came from the Lord to Jeremiah after Nebuzaradan the captain of the guard released him from Ramah, when he took him in Monocles in the midst of the captivity of Judah. Those being led into Babylon, the captain of the guard took him and said to him, The Lord your God pronounced all these calamities upon this place, and the Lord did this because you did not heed his voice. Behold, I have freed you from the Monocles placed on your hands. If it seems good to you to come with me to Babylon, come, and I will look after you. But if not, run hard and return to Gedaliah the son of Ahikam, the son of Shaphan, whom the king of Babylon appointed over the land of Judah, and dwell with him among the people in the land of Judah. Go wherever in your eyes it seems best to go. Then the chief of the guard gave him rations and a gift and sent him away. So Jeremiah came to Gedaliah at Mizpah and remained among the people who were left in the land. Now all the leaders of the army in the field, they and their men, heard the king of Babylon had appointed Gedaliah to govern over the land, and that he entrusted to him their men and women whom he had not carried away captive to Babylon. Then Ishmael the son of Nethaniah came to Gedaliah at Mizpah, along with Johanan the son of Kareah, Seraiah the son of Tanhumeth, the sons of Ephi the Netophathite, and Jezaniah the son of Makedi, they and their men. Gedaliah swore an oath to them and their men, saying, Do not be afraid in the presence of the servants of the Chaldeans. Dwell in the land and work for the king of Babylon, for it shall be beneficial for you. Behold, I sit in your presence at Mizpah to stand before the Chaldeans who come against us. Gather together wine and fruit, together with olive oil, and put them in your containers. Dwell in the cities you possess. Then all the Jews in Moab, and those among the children of Ammon, and those in Edom, and those in all the land heard the king of Babylon had granted a remnant in Judah and set over them Gedaliah the son of Ahikam. So they came to Gedaliah in the land of Judah at Mizpah, and gathered together a great abundance of wine, fruit, and olive oil. Then Johanan the son of Kareah and all the field leaders of the army came to Gedaliah at Mizpah. They said to him, Do you indeed know that King Baalis of the sons of Ammon has sent Ishmael to slay you? But Gedaliah did not believe them. Then Johanan spoke secretly to Gedaliah at Mizpah, Indeed, I shall go and smite Ishmael, but let no one know it, lest he take your life, and all Judah gathered to you be scattered by him, and the remnant in Judah perish. But Gedaliah said to Johanan, Do not do this deed, for you speak lies. Concerning Ishmael. Notes from the previous page. 45:7-13 Interestingly, it is a Gentile, not a Jew, who pulls Jeremiah from the pit. Throughout the OT we see the willingness of the Gentiles to respond to a servant of the Lord. 45:14-28 Zedekiah is eager to receive Jeremiah's secret counsel, but whatever gratitude he has is not enough to free Jeremiah from prison, v. 28. 46:1-3 9th year, 588 BC. These verses are a summary of 52:2, 20. 46:4 Jeremiah is released from prison in the custody of Gedaliah, the newly appointed governor of Judah. 46:5-8 Ebed-Melech is rewarded for his service to Jeremiah, see 45:7, 13. 47:1-6 Freed from prison, Jeremiah is allowed to remain in Judah among the people who were left there, v. 6. Mizpah, a town 7 miles to the north of Jerusalem, becomes headquarters for Gedaliah's regime.